Go live now to Lieutenant Tina Richardson, who is talking about the situation now. Let's listen in.
The mayor has spoken with some of the family members that are on scene, and we're glad that this situation is over and that the suspect has been taken into custody.
How many hostages, Tina?
Unknown. I think earlier was a count of about 8. I'm not sure right now. I haven't gotten that exact count.
The person holding them hostage, one person, man or woman, would you tell me?
It was one person, and it's a male.
Did he work at the bank?
That has not been confirmed.
No idea what prompted this morning?
No, not at this time.
This was not a robbery of any kind, as you've said.
No, it did not come out as a robbery. It came out as a gun call earlier.
At about 8:30, that's what?
Yeah, just before 8:30 it came out. Employees were on their way to work this morning. There were no customers inside the building.
Were negotiators used to end this situation this morning? How did it come to an end?
That's unknown. I haven't gotten all of the information yet. We just know that officers entered the building a short time ago and the suspect was taken into custody.
Was he armed?
He was armed.
Did they talk with him for a while? Just kind of what led up to this being resolved?
I have no idea at this time, Chip. We're still getting information, and as soon as we get all of the information, we'll send something out later.
Talk about the massive police response here. Helicopters, armored vehicles. Talk about how that helps.
It helped out greatly. Tuscaloosa Police Department, SRT team, their hostage negotiation, along with the Sheriff's Department, UAPD, ALEA, and I noticed that FBI was on the scene at the time that we moved to this location. So it's a joint effort with all law enforcement agencies in this area.
What was it like talking to those families who are sitting back wondering if their loved ones are going to be okay?
I've only spoke with one family member, and she has some concern because we had not received any information about what was going on at the time. So I'm sure that all family members share the same, just concern about their loved ones that was inside the building.
Any information in terms of the motivation of the gunman?
No, not at this time.
Will you guys continue to be the lead agency? And I guess, is that the case since it wasn't a robbery? This person wasn't there for money or anything?
Yes.
Are they getting any kind of mental evaluation, or are they just being questioned right now?
The suspect was just taken into custody. They're continuing their investigation. As I said earlier, as we find out more information, we'll release that. But right now, they're just getting the suspect in custody, and the investigators will be taking over from that point.
What kind of charges do you face?
I know of all of the charges right now. As soon as I find out all of the charges that the suspect is looking at, then that will be released as well.
Did he make any kind of particular demands?
That's unknown.
Was there any kind of confrontation with the suspect, or was it a peaceful ending to this?
It was peaceful.
What makes this unusual? Was it just the fact of the location, or is this something the department is accustomed to dealing with here in Tuscaloosa?
No, anytime you have a situation like this, you have to be prepared for it, and that's what all law enforcement officers train for daily. The fact that the business was not open and we don't know exactly what prompted this, and that's what we need to find out, what actually was going on in the mind of the suspect.
Tina, talk about how good it is that there can be a good resolution to this.
The fact that there is no one that was injured and that the suspect was taken into custody without officers having to do anything drastic was a good thing.
So we don't know if he was an employee, a former employee, had any connection to the bank?
Not at this time.
Thanks, Tina.
Was just someone from the police department or the FBI or another agency playing any kind of role?
That's unknown. I know that Tuscaloosa Police Department hostage negotiators were on the scene. As I said, FBI had arrived just shortly before we moved to this location. So unknown what anybody's role was. I can't tell you at this time.
Is it easier to get a handle on the situation, seeing that school is not out, there's not a lot of students on campus right now?
Well, anytime you go into a situation like this, it takes time. And law enforcement took their time and waited until they got an opportunity in order to take the suspect into custody.
Tina, where are the suspects, or where are the workers, and also where is the suspect right now? The families.
That's unknown. They just took the suspect into custody. I'm sure that he's been taken for interview. Where the suspect has been taken at this time, I don't know.
And the families and as well as the workers are at
The Bryant Conference Center.
Were law students in class today?
I don't believe classes start until tomorrow.
What agency was responsible for actually going in and taking them into custody?
That's unknown. As we understood, Tuscaloosa Police Department was the lead agency in this. Their SRT team was on scene, as well as their hostage negotiators. So,
But it was without incident that they brought him out.
yes.
Is it typical for it to take, a couple of hours to make contact and negotiate with a suspect like in this situation?
Yes, you don't want the suspect to make any rash decisions that can cause harm to anybody. So you take your time and you set a plan in action and establish connection with the suspect.
Did he release those people or let them go, before, or was that kind of the last thing?
No, at the time that I heard the suspect was in custody, I was informed that the hostages were fine. So it all happened about the same time.
At the Bryant Conference Center, are the hostages being questioned or just reunited with their
No,
parents?
that's where the hostages' families are.
So are they going to be questioned at all? Or
The hostages, yes, they are a part of this investigation, so they will be interviewed as well.
at the conference center too?
No, they will be taken to another location. Is that it?
Thank you, Tina.
So you've been listening to Lieutenant Tina Richardson with the Tuscaloosa Police Department updating us on what happened to bring this to a resolution. A suspect in custody. She said that their officers entered the Alabama Credit Union there on Bryant Drive and took this person into custody, this man into custody without incident, that there were still hostages inside the bank and they were okay. James McConaughey is there on the scene. James, talk